Hi everybody, so this is Abby and I have a special guest today. My friend Katie is here.
Hi!
So I'm just gonna let her introduce herself and then we will talk about zero waste and living more sustainable.
Yep, so my name is Katie. I am a native Floridian, but I have lived in New York, Philadelphia, and last Sweden. And now I'm just roaming around the world, finding my spot and loving the travel and loving the earth.
Yes, so she's a traveler and she's a very special person. She has done many things in her life and experienced a lot of things. So, can I ask you how or when did you start living more zero waste or sustainable and why?
Yeah, it was about 6 to 7 years ago.
Wow, it's a long time.
Yeah, I think in some form I've always been passionate about the earth and how we treat it.
Yeah.
And even in college, I had roommates that used paper plates, and I hated it.
Okay.
For every meal, paper plates, and it kind of broke my heart, and I didn't really explore it.
Okay.
And then about 6.5 years ago, I was inspired to buy a book, Zero Waste Lifestyle. And I decided when reading that book, it actually broke down how to become zero waste by room. So it took like the kitchen and it said you can do this, 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 and this. And
So like
the
step by
bathroom.
step.
Yes,
Okay.
it was pretty cool. So that was a great book for me to figure out which steps were the easiest. Because
Okay.
instead of following one by one, I kind of went, oh, I think I can do that one first.
Yeah.
And some of them were super easy, but my partner at the time wasn't on board, so it was a learning process between two people at different stages of the process, but it was really cool to figure that out with someone else and see what's easy for someone else versus just yourself.
Yeah.
So slowly, I've been doing that for the past 6 years.
Yeah. That's pretty crazy. I'm just like doing it since like 2 or 3 years. So having someone like who's like double of that, and I'm just wondering how it works when you have a full house. Because I always lived with somebody else, like with other people, having roommates and stuff. So being on your own,
Yeah.
how does it work? Like, do you feel it's more challenging or not?
I think in some aspects it's more challenging, and in some aspects I respect that it is easier. The reason I say that is because when you are in your own space, of course you can control what you own, what you buy, what you bring in. However, I think when you travel and live out of a backpack and you're staying with other people, you own less.
Yes.
So I think that by owning less, you're forced to be more sustainable in some ways. In some ways, it's not. Like you have to buy what you can buy because you can't buy in bulk.
Yeah.
Living out of a luggage, but I think when you live in a big apartment or a big house, you tend to fill it with things. It gets really easy to do that, and sometimes then you miss the zero waste part.
Yeah.
Like I think minimalism is a very important part of zero waste.
Yeah, it's all connected.
Yeah.
And I was just wondering right now because you are in between, like you don't really know where you're gonna live or what's gonna happen to you.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? Do you feel overwhelmed because you just live out of a backpack now? Or does it feel good? Or tell me.
I thought I would like living out of a backpack, but I really don't.
Okay.
I think what I wanted now was the freedom that comes with living out of a backpack. But I realized that I can have that freedom living on my own somewhere and making that place what I want it to be, which I haven't really been able to do for years. So I think that's what I was probably searching for through living out of this backpack journey. So I'm happy I did it, and now I think I've learned a little bit more about myself.
Yeah.
But it has taught me a lot, and I think living out of a backpack and traveling is probably something that everyone should experience. Yeah. You will learn a lot about yourself when you do it.
Yeah, and also about others, like for example, we went for lunch today, and we took some like
falafel.
Yeah, falafels, but it was like takeaway stuff. And because I think we're both very conscious of, the waste and stuff, we didn't thought about it when we went to buy it. But then when we saw all the amount of plastic and stuff,
styrofoam everything.
Yeah, it just drives us crazy to just see it, and you know that you can act for it if you think about it before. So it's really hard to accept it and be like, okay, sometimes I'm a human being. It's not gonna be always perfect, and you can make mistakes. You can forget things and stuff like that. But always be more conscious about it. Even if we're like very more conscious now, it still happened to us, and it will be still something that will happen because we're not perfect, but we try and we're more aware of our impact on the planet and on others and on the animals and everything.
Yeah, as long as you're going in the right direction.
Exactly.
You're doing good things.
I think so too. So I was just thinking maybe you can give us a few tips and we can just help as well.
Yeah. The first one would be ditch plastic straws. I don't even really use straws at all.
Yeah, me either.
Get in the habit when you go to a restaurant to say no straw before they even bring it. No straw, please.
Yeah. And the same for like napkins, for example, at the restaurant.
Yeah.
You don't need it, just if they bring one, just say no thank you,
Yeah, and at home, try and switch to fabric napkins. Don't use paper towels. It's a scary thing. A lot of people think, oh, I could never do that because things get so dirty, or I'd be doing wash all the time. It's really not as bad as you think. And honestly, I reuse my fabric dinner napkin like 7 times before I wash it. So it is more sustainable than you think, and it is easier than you think.
Yeah. Also something about washing machine, I'm just thinking about it. It's really good if you just wash your clothes cold.
Yeah, always.
And don't put them in the dryer. Also, just go for a quick cycle. Yeah. Because it's always a waste. So like go like for 2 hours. If you can go for 30 minutes or something.
Yeah. The next one I would say is become a better friend with your water bottle. I don't know why people need a wine glass and a beer glass and a cocktail glass and a juice glass and a coffee mug when a lot of that can be the same thing. Yeah. So if you have a water bottle, why aren't you drinking out of your water bottle at home? Like, yeah. Who said that only a water bottle is for travel? So,
And for water.
Yeah. make it double, triple, use for whatever you can. It comes in handy, so why not keep it around for everything?
Exactly, I agree with you. And also something that, because I know a lot of girls and women are watching my channel, be more conscious about what you buy, what you purchase.
Yeah.
Which means clothes and makeup and everything like skincare, stuff like that.
There's a reason reduce, reuse, recycle is in that order. I think a lot of us start with recycle, but we should actually end with recycle. Yeah. So we should always start with reduce and then reuse. So don't buy it if you don't need it. And if you do need it, try and reuse something that already exists first.
Yeah. So second-hand shops are really good. And try to not use plastic because plastic are so bad for the earth, for the environment, for our oceans, which is like very important for the life in general, for living. And
And if you are looking for any easy things to add into your routine that could reduce waste, there is a great online store called Enkel Mercantile.
Yeah.
enkelmercantile.com. We'll put it in the comments or something. That has some easy things that you can buy and add into your routine. So it may not be, you don't have to buy all of them and go crazy, but try one little thing at a time. And you're doing your part.
One step at a time. It's always, you think like one little thing cannot change the world, but can definitely change the world. It's always took only one person who make big change. So think big, one thing that you're going to do today is going to change tomorrow. And I'm really happy because Katie, she also has a blog and she's really giving like nice recipes and like very easy step to take to go to a more green lifestyle. So go and check it out as well. I will just link it down below, and I'm really happy that we had this moment of sharing that.
Me too. Any little bit helps. I love sharing what I'm passionate about and learning more about it as well. So I welcome any good ideas.
Yeah. So thank you everybody for watching, and I will see you next week in a new video. Hey though.